What's up, Brunswick County? This month on Brunswick Biz, we're taking to the skies at the Cape Fear Regional Jetport. We'll learn about skydiving and take a helicopter tour. Then we'll visit the Bouncing Log Cafe in Boiling Spring Lakes. So stay with us. This is Brunswick Biz, connecting Brunswick County one business at a time. I'm with Howie Franklin, who is the airport director here at the Cape Fear Regional Jetport in Oak Island. Thank you so much for letting us come out here and check the airport out.
It's a pleasure. You see the economic impact, and people are flying in. Money don't drive in, it flies.
Right, that's what you say here, and you have a lot to offer here for the community. I want to start out by asking you about how you got involved with aviation and your past. You have a very interesting past.
Yeah, a wonderful opportunity. I got drafted in 1965, went into the United States Air Force, and ended up on Air Force One. I'm the only flight attendant in the world that worked for 5 presidents consecutively without getting fired. Worked for President Ford, President Carter, President Reagan, President Bush, President Clinton. He's guilty, but he's a nice guy.
So, how'd you end up here in Brunswick County?
My wife is from Southport, and she was on the crew also. She was administrative assistant to President Carter and President Reagan. She brought me to Southport in 1989. In January of 1989, she took me down the end of Oak Island. I walked out and I saw sand dunes, sea yotes, inlets, waterways. Well, I'm from the South Shore of Long Island, and that looks just like that. However, it was January 11th, it was 72 degrees. It took me 0.8 of 1 second to figure this one out. So that's how I got here.
It was a no-brainer, right?
That's right. And then I got offered the job as airport director in 1993, and I started in 1994.
And you were telling me that when you started here, there was one building.
Yeah, there was one building. We had a 4,000-foot runway. The economic impact in 1995, University of North Carolina did a economic impact study and said we brought in $4 million a year. And I even challenged that. But anyway, we extended the runway from 4,000 to 4,300 feet, made it 100 feet wide. We jumped to $21 million a year. And then we went from 4,300 feet to 5,500 feet. We jumped to $61 million a year. Then we put the parallel taxiway in a full-use airport. We're now at $215 million a year.
Wow.
The county government, in their budget, receives $5.9 million directly impact from the airport. Why? And people in Raleigh would say, how come? Why are you doing so well? We got 60 miles of beach, beautiful 39 golf courses, and the best weather on the coast from Maine to Key West. That's why they're coming here.
So there are people from all over the country flying in here, which I found fascinating.
We have people from Alaska coming in. You know, from San Diego, from Dallas, and they're not all from above the Mason-Dixon line. They're from all. We have people that vacation here from Charleston.
Oh wow!
So I mean, it's because of our weather, because of this point, and because of the Gulf Stream, it gives us a very unique weather positive system. We're the same temperature as northern Florida in the wintertime, and in the summertime we're a lot cooler than northern Florida. So we got everything. We got the whole thing. Plus we got wonderful people like you guys.
All right. Yeah. So, what do you have to offer here for people watching in Brunswick County, where they can just drive to the airport and maybe take an airplane tour, or maybe even learn how to skydive? Isn't that right?
We have a multiple of businesses on our airport. First of all, we're the only airport in North Carolina, I'm proud to say, with a bait and tackle shop at our main terminal building. And that supplies a lot of people fly in here, they go fishing, and the people that run the bait and tackle shop are tremendous friendly people, and they know where the fish are. So people find out the information from them. We have Hertz Rental Car, which does very good in the area for people that fly in or people that need a car in the local area.
I saw people flying in and renting their car as while we were here, there was a private jet that came and had some people got off and
remember, they don't fly, money don't fly in it, drive in, it flies in. And so then we can parachute, and you can go up here and jump and see the area. The location is the other thing that helps sell us. I mean, you can parachute jump anywhere, but you can't see the beaches and the wonderful, beautiful vista that this has to offer. We have the biplane rides. You can come down here and that's a real airplane. I mean, it smells like an airplane, sounds like an airplane. It's open cockpit, and you get to tour the Brunswick Islands on this biplane. airplane, 1942 Waco. Fantastic experience. You got helicopter rides. We had helicopter instruction. So you can learn to fly a helicopter, you can ride a helicopter and see a beautiful vista. We have fixed wing schools for pilot schools, pilot training, and fixed wing air tours. We have 2 aircraft maintenance shops and an avionics shop. This is a full service airport and it's just getting started.
All right, Howie, so we're going to speak with somebody with Skydive Coastal Carolinas, high tide helicopters, and we're also going to learn about a big event that y'all have this month. So thank you so much, and
welcome to the beach.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Perfect job. We did it! We did it.
So Alex, you just did your first skydive. Were you nervous?
I was nervous the entire time going up.
All right, what could you see up there?
You could see the beach, you could see the ocean, all the way to Myrtle Beach is what the lady told me. So it was crazy.
Yeah, so you were nervous at the beginning, but once you jumped, how did you feel?
When you jump, you just have to go for it. It's 11,000 feet up, and then from there, you really don't notice anything till the parachute opens. It was very fun.
See, I've never done a skydive, but now from hearing from your experience, I might have to try it sometime.
You should definitely try it.
Yeah, so it's not it's your first skydive, but it's not going to be your last.
Definitely
is that
not.
right?
I'm going to do it multiple times.
All right, is it something you'd recommend to everybody?
I'd recommend, even if you're debating it, if you're on the unsure side, definitely do it.
All right, that's awesome. Laura Mullen is an instructor at Skydive Coastal Carolinas, located here at the Cape Fear Regional Jetport. Laura, tell us about how you became interested in skydiving.
So I just wanted to try it once. That was 17 years ago.
Okay.
I had no intention of doing it again. I just wanted to try it once, and it was amazing. It felt like I could fly.
Wow.
So I thought, wow, I've got to do that again. And I did it again.
And again. And again.
And again.
Okay.
And again.
So it's been 17 years. How many skydives have you been on in that time?
12,543.
And counting.
Yes.
Wow. So you're located here at the Cape Fear Regional Jetport. If somebody wants to get involved with skydiving, how would they go about doing that?
Very simple. Just call the office, make a reservation. It's 910-457-1039.
Okay.
They can show up at their appointed date and time, just right at the time they've been given.
Right.
They'll fill out a waiver that takes between 5 and 10 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes of instruction, keeping in mind that we instructors are going to do absolutely everything. We'll put the harness on them, and up we go.
Okay. How high in the air does one jump?
We usually jump at about 11,000 feet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It takes about 16 to 20 minutes to get up there.
Okay, I know it's pretty loud. We got a plane coming in behind us, being at the airport. But that's awesome. So, do you have a website?
We do. People can check our website out, www.skydivecoastalcarolinas.com.
Jeremiah Hakela is a pilot with High Tide Helicopters, which is located here at the Cape Fear Regional Jetport in Southport. Thank you so much for being with us today and letting us check out the helicopters behind us. And so, how'd you get involved with aviation and getting interested in becoming a helicopter pilot?
Something I always wanted to do since I was little. It took me a while to get, I guess, the money and the time together and get to it, because it's not for everybody and it's not cheap either, but it just took a little while later into my life to get to it. But something I always wanted to do. I always enjoyed operating machines.
Okay. So what do you have to offer here at High Tide Helicopters?
We do a little bit of everything here. I mean, we do mostly tours is what we do the most, but we are also a school, so we do instruction.
Oh, okay.
You know, we offer instruction from beginner, student pilot, all the way up to commercial pilot. We offer add-on ratings for guys who are coming from the fixed wing world. We also do instrument rating. And then we also do, just recently, we did, for some of the local townships, we did some hurricane damage assessment.
Okay.
We did some,
I know you were telling me about the frying pan tower out off the coast. This is actually where people, it's a bed and breakfast now, where people come and they can get on a helicopter here and then they head out there. Isn't that right? Yes,
they can. Yes, they fly them out there. It's about 35 miles off the point of Bald Head Island. Stay for the night.
Okay.
You can only get out there either by boat or by helicopter, so.
Yeah, I also saw on your website that y'all do real estate photography tours. So if there's somebody out there, local realtors, local builders that want to get an aerial photo of their property, done, have some photographer, do come and take a helicopter tour and do that, y'all offer that as well.
We do offer that, and I've flown a few of those flights where the real estate agent will bring the couple in and they want to see their property or what their house looks like mid-build. Any of those things, or they're scouting for a location for what lot they want.
That's perfect. Because you really do. We just took a tour. We showed you some of the pictures of that before the interview. That you get a completely different perspective of the area when you're up in the air.
You do. You really get a really good view from the air. Especially from a helicopter where we can fly a little lower and slower than an airplane. We have, you can see the bubble windows. You get a really good view. And like you said, it's just. You get a better perspective.
Where do you typically fly on a tour? Can you kind of request where you want to go, or is there a typical route that you can take?
We have a few routes that we take. Okay. We do out to the beach, of course, along the coastline, Bald Head Island, up to Carolina Beach. We also offer one that goes up to Wilmington into the USS Carolina. And then people do come in and want to do custom tours, and so we do offer those.
So if somebody wants to use your services, how do they get in touch with High Tide Helicopters?
We have our website, hightidehelicopters.com, or you can call us 910-477-1926.
All right, thank you so much, Jeremiah.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I'm with Rich Largent, who is the president of the local chapter of the Experimental Aircraft Association. Welcome to the show, Rich.
I'm glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about the EAA and what the mission is.
Well, the EAA was established back in the early 50s, 1953, by a former fighter pilot from World War II. His name was Paul Poberezny, and Mr. Poberezny realized that there were an awful lot of aviators that wanted to continue flying, but they wanted to do it economically. They wanted to do it economically and fast if they could, because these were old fighter pilots. So basically the initiative got started in the early 50s to start home building or building their own airplanes, hence the name experimental in our title. And from that time, from 1953 on, the organization has grown to encompass over 170,000 members worldwide. It is not just limited to flying home-built aircraft. It encompasses all aspects of aviation, from programs to restore airplanes, to keep warbirds flying, to flying youngsters and having them initiated into flight. And probably, if anybody knows anything about the EAA, they know that every year in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which is where our headquarters are, we hold a week-long convention that is the largest air show in the world.
Wow.
So that's our name, our claim to fame.
Okay. And you have a big event in November that you want to tell us about. It looks really awesome. It's
We're very fortunate.
Ford plane that you'll have here.
We're very fortunate. The EAA owns and operates several vintage aircraft that they, because of their dedication to promoting aviation, tour these aircraft across the country. And you can come out, see them, and even fly in them. One of the airplanes is one of the few remaining B-17 bombers from World War II. There are only 12 of those that fly today. And we're very fortunate that in November, from the 10th to the 13th of November, we will be hosting a 1929 Ford Trimotor that is owned and operated by the EAA. There are only 8 of these left flying today, and it was the first commercially successful airliner. It started airline passenger traffic like we know it today.
Wow.
And the Ford Motor Company built it.
All right, so certainly a pioneer in the commercial airline industry.
Absolutely. Henry Ford was a magician in many things and a genius in others, and he realized early on that flying people from place to place was going to be the thing to do.
Yeah, a lot of people think of Ford for the cars, but aviation is a big part of their history.
And this was right at the beginning of the Depression, too. So you can imagine the amount of thought that went into this to try to get airline travel up and running, and he was able to successfully do it. The airplane that's coming to us was, I believe, the 104th airplane. Yep.
You can hear it in the background, that's for sure. There he comes. There he goes.
As we would say, it can't get any better than that. That's a North American AT-6. That was a trainer plane during World War II.
Okay.
But the Trimotor was, I think, 104th off the assembly line out of 199 built, and it was the first airplane that Eastern Airlines put into passenger service. So it has quite a history in and of itself.
Okay. So just to mention again, it's going to be November 10th through the 13th.
November 10th through the 13th.
Okay, and you're giving out rides too.
Well, we have rides that people can purchase a ride. They're $70 online, $75 walk up. It's about a 15-minute flight. Airplane holds 10 people at a time. And that weekend, we're going to have a lot of activities going on. We have, through the auspices of Duke Energy, we're going to be sponsoring a pancake breakfast Friday morning. That'll be the 11th. That's free to all veterans and active military. And then on Saturday, and flights will be going on while this is happening. Saturday, we're going to do the pancake breakfast again for the general public. And in the afternoon, the Brunswick Big Band will be here from 3 to 5 to give a free concert out on the West Ramp as well. So the community is really coming together to help us showcase this airplane.
All right, well, thank you so much, Rich, for speaking with us, and look forward to coming out and maybe seeing that Trimotor.
Please do, Nathan. It's my privilege. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Howie, thanks so much for inviting us out here to check out the Cape Fear Regional Jetport. Can you tell our viewers where you're located and how they can get in touch with y'all?
Yeah, well, we're in Southport, Oak Island on 133, just before you go to the bridge. We're on the right side of the road, as well as the correct side of the road going to the beach. And we have 197 acres here, and it's all activity. But we also, not only do we bring in money, we also do aerovacs. We refuel the airplanes that fight forest fires. We also take care of the Coast Guard that comes in. And so we are full service aviation, and it's nothing but growing.
All right, thank you so much, Howie. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Getting an alert the kids made it home safely, or need to let guests in when you're not there. That's ATMC Security. And then, there's the time when having professionally monitored smart home security really matters. ATMC Security offers remote access, real-time alerts, video monitoring, and interactive security, keeping you connected to your home from wherever you are. Start with 24/7 emergency monitoring for burglary, smoke, fire, and carbon monoxide for as low as $17.95 per month. ATMC Security. Safeguard your home.
We are ATMC TV, Channel 3 and HD Channel 910, your community channel.
I'm at the Bouncing Log Cafe in Boiling Spring Lakes with Lloyd and Jackie Tyler. Y'all have been owned and operated this restaurant for a little over a year now, since July of last year. And
July 1st.
July 1st of last year, and it's where Southern meets Swiss. So tell us about that, and tell us about your backgrounds and where y'all came from. I'll start with you, Lloyd.
We did open July 1st in 2015, and after two separate dreams of ours having a restaurant at some point in time, opportunity arose that we just decided to go for it, and we opened Bouncing Log Cafe here in Boiling Spring Lakes. Back then, opened the doors to really just to watch people smile and make them happy with the food that we make. And it just, we get a lot of joy out of making good food and seeing people go, oh my, that's really good, that's different, or they just like it, you know? It just, seeing folks eat comfort food is really nice.
So you're from North Carolina.
Originally from Greenville, moved here to Southport several years ago. Yep.
All right, and Jackie, you're from Switzerland.
Yes, I was born outside of Chicago, but my parents are both from Switzerland.
Oh, okay. So you spent time there in Switzerland, and so you brought your family style of cooking and married it with Lloyd's good old down-home Eastern Carolina style of comfort food, and just it works so well together. And we're actually going to be taking a look in the kitchen at what the kind of dishes that y'all make. But what do we have here in front of us? We have looks like a cupcake and some coffee.
Yes, it's an apple pie cupcake.
Oh wow!
We use the whole apple inside this cupcake.
Oh wow! So it's baked into the cupcake.
Yeah, it's bottom, middle, and top.
And the top, there's, if you see here, it's got fresh apples right on top of it.
That's right.
So I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this, and I'll let you know how it tastes. Let's see, gotta wrap it off.
Please do.
The unique thing about all of Jackie's cupcakes are the batter. She has developed a recipe using olive oil in the cupcake batter itself, and it makes it extra moist. And when you take a bite, that we hear that a lot. A lot.
Gotta get it off of my face here. I mean, you get it on your face, but it's worth it, that's for sure. And the coffee?
We have a specialty coffee. We grind it ourselves, and I have an Italian espresso cappuccino maker. So even people that don't like coffee say that they can tolerate it, and coffee lovers love it. So.
All right, well, we kind of broke the rules. We started off with dessert, but we're going to go back into the kitchen, and y'all are going to show us a bit about what y'all make and how you make it.
Sounds like fun.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
So Jackie, we're going to be here making the buns that you have here at the Bouncing Log Cafe. They're all made from scratch, and you use them in your hamburgers and sandwiches.
Correct. That is right.
And of course you're Swiss, and you've been making bread all your life.
Yes, I have, since I was really little.
Okay. Tell us, as we start making the bread here, tell me about your history and how you got involved with baking and cooking.
Well, my mom and dad came here from Switzerland, and they didn't find any bread that they considered to be bread in the stores, so my mom decided to start making bread. So I was raised making bread in the home. We never bought bread.
Okay.
And I did a lot of traveling around the world, and I started getting different techniques from literally around the world, and I've come up with a recipe that works for soft but flavorful artisan buns for our sandwiches.
Okay, so the bread you're making here, so it's used in the sandwiches and burgers here at the cafe. Tell me more about those dishes.
Well, we try to do everything with the best quality, starting with the best quality meats, and all the sauces that we put on the burgers are also in-house made, and we try to have a variety of cheeses that you can choose from to put on the burgers and sandwiches.
All right.
So this is how we do it.
So here you're kind of making that little design on the top.
Yeah, this is our Swiss cross.
Swiss cross.
Our cross buns.
Okay. I want to ask you, why a Swiss restaurant in Boiling Spring Lakes? This is a hole-in-the-wall place, for sure. I love those restaurants.
It's been my husband's dream to have a restaurant, and he is from the South. So he wanted to originally do a barbecue place where we would serve good old Southern comfort food. And when he married me, I obviously had to give my Swiss influence on all the Swiss food that I make, and so that's where Swiss meets Southern came.
That's what I saw, where Southern meets Swiss. All right, thank you, Jackie. So Lloyd, we're going to be making a burger today. So tell us all about that.
Nathan, I'm going to make you a classic North Carolina burger.
Oh.
We call it the North Kakalaki. All beef, certified Angus, on a really hot, well-seasoned grill.
Oh yeah. It's served on one of those buns that Jackie.
And we'll assemble it with chili, slaw, and onions. And toasted bun.
All the way, as they say.
That's right. So now I need to grab a bun.
All right. There's the bun.
A little bit of butter. Now we're going to get some chili that we make here in house. We're going to heat it up. Steam it up a little bit, get it good and hot.
It's going, that's for sure.
And if you'd hand me that burger behind you by the magic of television, we've got one that's ready. We've got this guy that's already ready.
Already ready.
So we'll top it with the house-made chili.
All right.
Just like that. Let's see how we're doing on our bun. Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah, see that?
Buttered and toasted.
To perfection.
And we're going to come over here and we're going to assemble it
for you.
A little bit of mustard. A little bit of slaw. Now we're going to add some fresh onion right on top.
All right.
And there you have our North Kakalaki.
Let Aaron get maybe a close-up of that.
Fresh baked tater tots. You want to take a bite?
All right, sure. Let's try it out. It's hot. Mmm.
Nice crisp on the burger. Yeah. A little bit messy, isn't it? Sorry about that. But, you know, when you get it on your elbows, that's a good sign it's a good burger. Certified Angus is the best of the best that we can buy. It's puts a nice crust on the outside of the burger.
It's very good. Very good. The bun, the burger.
Yeah.
It's also good. Well, thank you so much for inviting us here and letting us come into the kitchen. And could you wrap up our time together by telling our viewers where you're located? And,
oh, sure. We're in Boiling Spring Lakes on Highway 87, located in the North Plaza Shopping Center, right in the middle of town.
All right. And you have a website, too. It's BouncingLogCafe.com.
BouncingLogCafe.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much. The burger's fantastic. And I look forward to coming back.
Thanks, David.
If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for us on Brunswick Biz, give us a call at 755-1770 or visit atmctv.com.
We are ATMC TV, Channel 3 and HD Channel 910, your community channel.